Are you a woman in your 40s and you're ready to make an upgrade in your life? Then you're in the right place. I've been watching a lot of content on YouTube, and there are plenty of videos that give you systems and strategies to try to navigate this new version of you that you want to create. But one of the things that they're always overlooking is that the most important key to you making a lasting change and a lasting upgrade in your life is going to be self-reflection. It's the only way to start, and it's like I said, it's the key to making lasting change. So before we get into that, hi, welcome to the channel. My name is Jenée, and I'm the Luxury Vagabond, and I help and inspire women over the age of 40 who want to make a life transition. If you are in a position in your life where you should feel like settled and secure, but instead you feel like you've lost yourself along the way, like you don't know where that woman went, like this is a channel for you. So in my own personal journey to create a more authentic version of myself, I was able to create a more rich and luxurious life. Like, mwah, I love my life. Whose life is this? It is mine. And I know you can do the same thing. So one of the videos I was able to take a look at on YouTube was by Montel B. And it was a video entitled on how she planned to reinvent herself and change her life in 1 year. And in the video itself, the strategies were wonderful, but what I'm seeing in a lot of these types of videos is that they are underestimating and undervaluing the self-reflection phase that is necessary for your changes to take root and to be long-lasting. We're not trying to make surface changes. We're not trying to be doing this and then next year fall off the wagon. We're moving in one direction, and we want to continue in that direction from now on. And this is where you start. This is where you start. Number one is we're going to discuss how to identify your current identity with the community and group that may be family members, friends, etc. We're going to talk about the challenges of changing that identity and changing the identity after a certain age. And we'll discuss why self-reflection is where you need to spend the majority of your time before you decide to make any upgrade in your life. And then lastly, where to start. So, why is the identity you have currently important? It's important to be a good student of yourself and to figure out exactly what your identity is. What are the roles that you are playing currently in your life? Are you the caretaker? Are you the giver? Are you the one that's taking care of? Are you the caregiver? Are you the mother? Are you the sister that everyone leans on? You need to identify what these roles are and what the current expectations of those around you see in this role that you're currently playing. Because if these things need to be adjusted, you need to know where your starting point is. Because identities are formed over time. And so some of the challenges with deciding to do a life upgrade where you're basically going to make significant changes to every component of your life. I mean, every single one of them. Some of the challenges is that you've had that identity so long that it's really hard to break free of those roles, and especially because you're in an environment that is secure and reinforces those roles. People around you, whether they love that role that you're playing or not, they're very comfortable with it. And as you get older, it's very difficult to say, hey, after all these decades of playing this role, I don't want to play that role anymore. I want to take on a role that will bring me happiness and maybe bring me some, so I can feel peace and settled in my own life, and maybe reveal that person that I haven't had the courage to reveal to this point. So that's some of the challenges that come along with making upgrades later in life, because we have so many people that rely on us after that certain age. Maybe you have kids, maybe you have ailing parents, maybe you have a spouse, maybe you have an ex-spouse, maybe you've been active in your community, and once you decide to shift your priorities more to understanding yourself and what you need, it can be difficult for people to accept that change. So it's not something to shy away from. It is it can be a very real obstacle, but not something that we can't work through, especially if you have a community of women who are there. So why do I say that self-reflection is the key to lasting change? And it's very simple. If you don't have a full grasp of what you specifically want and desire, what will happen is that you will do goal setting, you will do all these things, and it will be based on things that other people desire for you. If you can't separate the things that have been planted in you for years, then when you go to goal set, how do you know those are your goals? I mean, really. So in this process, what we're trying to do is we're trying to create a very deliberate path to what we want to accomplish. And in doing that, once we have a fuller understanding of ourselves, what our true desires are, and not surface feeling, we are like this, I'm telling you, this is where the work is. The setting the goals, following a tracker, all of that's, girl, I'm gonna tell you right now, that's the easy part. The hard part, and the part that is worth doing, is the part where you work on yourself. So some of the things, this is where you need to get started. I'll give you an example. You need to start questioning every aspect of your life because, right, we want to set a deliberate path. If you're driving somewhere, you want to know exactly where you're going. You're not just going to get on the road and drive. So for us, in order to set that path, we're first going to identify what our new, so we're going to identify what our current identity is within circles and groups. We're going to recognize that there may be some obstacles in changing that identity because we're trying to create a new one, right? And then beyond that, what we're going to do is we're going to set a deliberate path. Now we know what we want. We know things that truly will bring us joy, things that are priorities to us, and maybe things that we need to create from inside of us that we've been holding back for years. So after the way that we do that is we start to question, and we're gonna ask several questions in each aspect of our life that we're going to make upgrades in. Ask questions to assess where you are in several different categories, because remember, like I said this channel is life hack channel for everything. So we are going to really dig deep into every category because we're trying to make a positive and lasting change moving forward in all categories. And it's not going to happen all at the same rate, and that's at the same rate, and that's okay. Don't expect that, but you need to start to question. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to ask questions to assess where we are in our mental health, physical health, relationships, our spirituality, and our finances. So those 5 things. I want you to start to question where you are in those different categories in your life. Again, right now, all we're doing is assessing. This is not the time for movement. The only action is for you to be a good student of yourself and your desires. An example of a great question to ask would be, if I am assessing my relationships, I'm going to ask this question. I'm going to ask, who around me believes in me more than I believe in myself? Because moving forward, I need to know where people stand so that when I'm building that community, I know who I can rely on, or if there are deficits in those areas and I need to go find people to fill those roles, because you're going to need that support system in all of the things that you're going to do moving forward. So if you're not sure and you need a little bit more guidance on what to ask, like you don't even know where to start and you don't know what to ask, I have a free downloadable guide on thoughtful questions to ask for self-exploration. It's down in, I'll drop it in the description below, and you can download that and it'll give you ideas in each category of what kind of questions you need to be asking to really hone in on what you desire. This is a lot easier if it's just you, like if you're single or you live alone, but we don't exist in a bubble, especially after this age. So we need to really understand what we're working in so that we can know how to navigate as we're going through all of these. So this video is the first in a series, but I'd love to hear in the comments, drop in the comments if I am touching on things that you can relate to, or if you'd like me to do a video on something else, or you have a question, or you want me to go deeper into this whole process. Feel free to drop those comments below. What we're looking for is to build a community to do this upgrade, because this is a process, and we need to help one another along the way. So make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know when the next video comes out. Get your journals ready. We're going to do this together, and until that time, get ready to work on revealing a new you.